All right. Welcome back, Wayfarer. Let's go live. How about we go live in five, four, three, two. All right. Well, we're going to start off today with where we left off with the meaning of magic with Israel Regardie. We were discussing when I say we, remember I have a mouse in my pocket, a parrot on my shoulder, a cat cruising around, and a dog sitting at my feet. All right, so those are the we's that I'm referring to. You needn't include yourself in that unless you are a member of the Esoteric Order of Dagon, which you can find out more information about at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Monday. So get over there and put a little something in the tip jar. I'd appreciate that. I'm broadcasting to you today from the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon, Twilight Zone Old Peking, deep within the Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon, far behind the bamboo firewall, coming at you once again like Finnegan. So if you have a yen to expand your kin, then let's get zen. We're going to get into it. The Meaning of Magic by Israel Regardie. Let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Let's get into some good magic tonight, guys. Dear Lord, we beseech thee and we invoke thee. Fill our minds with the Holy Spirit and the light of truth and the ability to discern that which is good and that which is not good. Dear Lord, I truly believe that's important. We ask all these things in the name of the Father God, the Divine Child, and the Holy Feminine. All hail the Father Dagon, all hail the Mother Hydra. The stars have aligned and Cthulhu has arisen. Let's get busy. We left off talking about The Meaning of Magic by Israel. Live in an age of scientific progress, yet so many suffer from the pangs of dire starvation because the scientific method has failed to solve the problem of distribution of wealth. And that seems to be the key idea right there. Remember, guys, if it's your first time, don't let it be your last time. Hit the button, do the thing, sub the channel, get all that. So the big questions we got to answer is why are there no transitory species if the theory of evolution has any weight? Right? We haven't found a single transitory species. No examples in the geological record. None whatsoever. Just sui generis beings of all different sorts. So it seems to me that there's some sort of intelligent design present. We're talking about magic, though. So how do people react when they hear about magic? Their first reaction, Regardie says, is either one of stock fear and horror, or else we are greeted by a smile of the utmost condescension. So why? When magic seems to be such an intrinsic part of so many people's lives, and they don't even realize it. It may take the form of superstitious beliefs, wives' tales that are handed down from generation to generation that strike you as legit and right, but you just don't know why exactly. Right? That's one aspect of it. Another is those moments of gnosis when you grok something and you just intrinsically know it to be right and true and real. One of the most powerful ones is the mystic moment. We're going to get into that in just a minute here. It's when You've done the work, and the turtle emerges from the river, so to speak, in metaphorical language. The stone is revealed when the water resides. Yeah, that's the good work. That's the revelation moment, the mystic moment. The light appears as darkness, darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery. It is intangible, ephemeral, right? Inaudible. And yet, in the mystic moment, you can hear, see, grasp, perceive, touch, and have that which is true. How can it be explained to the commoner, right? Unless we engage in some sort of definition of magic. Let's start with science. Science is a word meaning knowledge. Hence, any body of knowledge, regardless of its character, whether ancient, medieval, or modern, is a science. Any body of knowledge, as opposed to ignorance, right? Science is knowledge as opposed to ignorance. Thus, even theology is a science, right? Spiritual science. Science is a system of knowledge covering general truths or the operation of general laws, especially those derived by the scientific method, which is systematized knowledge. And with that, magic is one of the greatest bodies of scientific knowledge that we have. So it is, in fact, a science. But people don't necessarily recognize that. Technically speaking, however, the word science is reserved primarily to imply that kind of knowledge reduced to systematic order. This order is encompassed by means of accurate observation, experimentally carried out over a period of time. The classification of the behavior of natural phenomena alone and the deduction of general laws to explain that behavior if this be the case, then magic must likewise claim inclusion within the scope of the same term. For the content of magic has been observed, recorded, and described in no uncertain terms over a great period of time. And though its phenomena are other than physical, being almost exclusively psychological, paranormal, supersensual, and supernatural in their effect, they are, of course, within the natural realm. General laws, too, have been evolved to account for and to explain its phenomena. A definition of magic presents a rather more difficult task. A short definition, which we will really explain its nature and describe the field of its operation, seems practically impossible. One dictionary defines it as the art of applying natural causes to produce surprising effects. Havelock Ellis has ventured the suggestion that a magical act is a name which may well be given to cover every conceivable act in the whole of life's span. It is Aleister Crowley's suggestion that magic is the science and art of causing changes to occur in conformity with will, the magician's will. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Dion Fortune slightly modified Aleister Crowley's definition by adding a couple of words. She added changes in consciousness. So causing changes in consciousness to occur in conformity to the magician's will. But these changes are more than just in consciousness. I know Rigardi is a hypnotherapist. Back. Are we back? Are we still live? Give me some feedback in the feedback window. I got disconnected. Are we back? Trapped behind the bamboo firewall, guys. Not a lot I can do about it. But I am back, I believe. It looks like we are transmitting once again. We left off with trying to give a concise and complete definition of magic with a K. So we're talking about the meaning of magic with a K. And I was discussing with you Francis Israel Regardi's brief essay here. We're only into the second page of it, and it's taken quite a few hours to get this far. So if you haven't caught the previous transmissions, go back and check those out. I believe the music's still playing. I think our transmission signal strength is good now. Let me double check the feedback loop on the YouTubes, because we got to maintain our you-ish nature, right? You, and you, and all the you-yous out there in Happy Land. Y'all good-looking, sexy motherfuckers keep doing good magic. I can appreciate it. Let me see here. Yeah, restream Sanctuary from the Storm. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, we're sounding good. That sounds perfect. That's really clear. I like that a lot, guys. I have some cheaps here in my room, and it's pushing into the abodes of evening for me. So welcome back, Wayfarer, wizard, warrior, wanderer, wildcat alike, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whenever you may be receiving this transmission, you are most certainly welcome. You might want to find a nice position to relax in, right? Thinking about your connection to the prime material plane, that sea level expansive plane that you sit at the center of. Everything else just kind of swirling around you. You are a star. Each and every man and woman is a star. As you radiate your energy from your divine source, connect with the earth plane, the element of earth, down at the very bottom of the tetragrammaton, Yod-He, Vav-He, Ani Yahava, right? We are a member of the divine spark. That timeless energy. Relax, let go of all tension and anxiety, worry, vexation, any type of frustration that's in your mind or body. Feel it out, right? Shake your shoulders up and down, rotate them back and forth, your elbows. Don't hurt yourself, of course. Take it easy, Wayfarer. Take it easy. Treat your body with care and consideration and gentleness. Take a deep breath in, if you like. Inhaling in pure, divine light energy, and then exhaling off all the noxious smoke and death energy that accumulates, that yin energy. In with the yang, inhaling the new breath of life and exhaling the old noxious gas. You might want to take a bite of one of those cheeps you've got. Oh, and ingest those herbs and plants which can extend the length of your life, give you longevity and good health. They might not allow you to escape death, but we're focused on finding the divine elixir that you can ingest and become a divine immortal and transcend generations of hardship. The 10,000 gods will become your attendants and offer protection, and the jade women will be at your service. The divine immortals will welcome you, and you will rise to heaven. The 100 spirits, the gods of the soil and the grain, The Counts of the Wind and the Master of Rain will welcome you, and you will have them at your service. If you want to keep away from all forms of harm, divine beings will offer their protection. Welcome back, Wayfarer. You can take a moment to relax and ingest some more of that pure, eternal life breath of Tao. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Swirl your head around a little bit, rotate your torso back and forth, pound the sternum 50 times. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5. 5 pounds on the sternum to awaken the spiritual elixir of immortality. Let's get back into it, guys. Israel Ragadi, master magician, goes on to write, the anonymous medieval author of the Goetia, or Lesser Key of King Solomon, has written a proem that to the book where occurs the passage, magic is the highest and most absolute, the most divine knowledge of natural philosophy, the quintessence. True agents being applied to proper patience, strange and admirable effects will thereby be produced, whence magicians are profound and diligent searchers into nature. Hey, we've got a visitor out in the ideas room. Sketches. Welcome back, Wayfarer. I hope you are doing well. Blessed be and good magic to you, dear wanderer. Welcome to the transmission. We are discussing Francis Israel Ragadi, master magician of the Golden Dawn, and his revelation of the meaning of magic through an essay. Copyright 1964. F.I. Ragadi, published by Helios in 1969. You can find it through the Sangreal Foundation Incorporated at P.O. Box 2580, Dallas, Texas 75221. We are on page 2 in 12-point Times New Roman printed font, single-spaced on regular A4 paper. That would put you at paragraph 1 is a mouthful. Paragraph 2, paragraph 3, 4. We are on paragraph 4 of the essay. And we just finished it, so we're going to move on to paragraph 5, guys. So having discussed these definitions in the afore proceeding paragraph, Ragadi goes on to ask, have these definitions taught us anything of a precise nature about the subject of magic? Personally, he says that he doubts it very much. All are far too general in their scope and tend towards edification. Let us therefore cease seeking definitions and consider, first of all, certain aspects of fundamental principles of the subject. See, that's good, right? So we're going to forego the definition. I sought out a definition quite a bit when I was a younger man, in my mid-teens, right? Like I turned on to this shit when I was an adolescent, when I was going through puberty. And I thought, what great magical effect is this? That I should have a most powerful magic wand growing right between my legs, a root of the divine energy, right? And I rubbed a few out and I thought, good God in heaven, right? I have entered into another kingdom of reality. And then I learned the secret of sealing the gate, right? You got to fasten up the gate, put locks on, shut the door. And that's the first door you shut, right? The first gate. Then after that, there are many, many others pass through. There are 7 total before you can consider yourself to be somewhat on the way, on the path, well along the path. So defeat the lurker at the threshold. All right, overcome him and seal the first gate of magic. Maybe you know something about that, Wayfarer. Ingest herbs and grains, tinctures and tonics, and other elixirs that will help with your health and longevity, man. I don't know, just the ones you like. Might be carrot juice, might be carrot, celery, and beet juice. Might be fermented grains. Might be grains turned into breads. That's good magic. That's fucking good magic, is what it is right there. All right, a little shock therapy at the asylum. Strap him down. What is that zoot suit they put you in when you're there getting the shock therapy? Straight jacket. Bring out the straight jacket. Strap him to the table. Let's administer a shocking experience. All right, so he says they're too general and they're tending towards edification. There's one thing that I can tell you is a fucking guarantee. Nobody wants to hear your goddamn human opinion, right? We want the facts, we want the truth, we want the spiritual science, we want direct penetration beyond the veil of the profane, and to travel in the astral light, right? And if it's waking your mind up with magnets, then good magic, man. Get it done. Get done the great work, especially to liberate the magician's will. Let us, therefore, seek out the principles, the general principles of magic. Afterwards, perhaps we may have sufficient, trustworthy, and evidential material at our disposal to formulate anew a definition which may convey something intelligible and precise to our minds. Wow, what a thing, huh? What a fucking thing. Beloved Master Magician Francis Israel Ragardi, thank you for leaving behind this simple essay that we can examine and maybe find some light in it. I don't know. I certainly find light in it. And you might want to take a deep breath, Wayfarer. Inhale and hold for 3, 2, 1. Choose an eye fixation point on the wall in front of you, slightly above eye level. Look at it. Imagine your energy fixating there. Inhale again. Hold it in mind, and as you count 3, 2, 1, close your eyes and hold that eye fixation point in the mind. Imagine that globe of swirling energy there, starting out. Connect with it, right? Imagine it there in front of you. Real, tangible, scintillating white light. Expand it just to the size of a dinner plate. Now, about the diameter of a basketball. Imagine it in any way you like. It can be white, blue, gold in the center, right? Like a nice dinner plate with a ring of gold flecking out around it. A blank canvas, tabula rasa, for you to scry a glyph into, whatever you may desire, whatever mystic symbol you know that you associate with. Take another deep breath. Feel the swirling, scintillating white gold energy before you, just beyond hand's length, arm's length, just beyond your reach, right there in the area of influence. Continue natural, deep, rhythmic, diaphragmatic breathing to your lower dantian. You might want to place that symbol just above eye level in front of you with the astral light in that scintillating sphere of magnetic energy in front of you. Emblazon it there, and with each rhythmic breath, feeling its charge and power grow. It's the watchword and symbol of your magic for this session, Wayfarer. Take another deep breath. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Casting off worry, vexation, anxiety, fear, pain, depression, letting go of all darkness from the body and mind, spirit and soul, your entire being, detoxing in a single breath. Your glyph and symbol of your magic in front of you, radiating, scintillating, healing, divine white light. Inhale. Pull the sparklies deep down into the lower Dante and hold it there for a moment, and then circulate it as you exhale up into the mind palace, invigorating, enlivening, stimulating, and healing your mind with each natural rhythmic breath. You might want to take a moment to visit me, Wayfarer, over at buymeacoffee.com/Frank Bundy. Fucking get on it. Pull a something in the tip jar. You know what I'm saying? Check out the essays I've got there. I failed to write a new essay. I need to. I promised Hugo I would, but I've been under the gun. It's the end of the semester. I've been writing finals and doing work reports and all this kind of happy horse shit, but I'm going to get on top of it. I got plenty of essays. I got behind the scenes photos. I've got free PDFs. A one-time purchase of a single less than a cup of coffee that you would buy in Starbucks, right? A simple $5 donation to the old Frank Monday Coffee Fund. That will get you premium access, and it'll put you on my mailing list. So why not do it? Why not do it now, right? Get on it. Get on it, Wayfarer. As we go even deeper into relaxation and meditation and edification, elucidation, and of this information by beloved Master Magician Israel Ragardi. Let's move on. We're at the bottom of page 2, guys. Times New Roman, 12-point font, single-spaced, inch margins with 2-inch header and footer, and standard college style A4 paper. Just print it up, man. Get into it. Just download the PDF and hit print. The Meaning of Magic by Israel Ragardi. I'm ingesting some delicious grains, seasoned and baked to perfection. Very crunchy, very yummy. And I'm having a little elixir, immortal elixir, to wash that down with. What a treat, what a delight. We get another little sup of that. So yummy. You don't even know, unless you do know, right? Maybe you do. Within the significance of the one term magic with a K are comprehended several quite independent. All right, we're finally moving forward, guys. Finally moving forward. Independent. Hey, why am I on the wrong page? Okay, good man. Have fun in Dreamland. Sketches is on his way out the door. Guys, flight's announced. Clear the runway. Clear the motherfucking runway. We have a flight announced. Sketches is headed off to Dreamland. Quiet on the set, everyone. In 3, 2, 1. Flights announced. We have departures and arrivals. Good looking out, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Hit the fucking like button on your way out the door. And don't let the door hit you in your ass on the way out, all right? Keep it real. Keep your fucking nose to the grindstone, rolling with the punches, and doing good magic. I can appreciate that. Sketch a lot. Little Chief Sketchers. Little Chief Sketches. Okay, where did we leave off, man? Got distracted. Got involved. Within the significance of the one-term magic are comprehended several quite independent techniques, as I shall mention on a later page. In another essay, it may be advantageous to examine some of these techniques. Before doing so, however, it might be well to consider a part of the underlying theory. I know many will say, by way of criticism of this discussion, that it is nothing but primitive psychology, and only the psychology of autosuggestion at that. There will be a decided sneer, barely concealed. Give me a second, guys. I'm having another one of these delicious baked sustenance to prolong my health and longevity. A little sup of this elixir. Tincture of delight, the ambrosia, nectar of the gods. Oh, so good. You might want to get yourself a little snack, a little snacky poo. Nothing wrong with that. Grind it. Get some grindage. A lot of veggie heads out there, right? Takes all kind. Welcome back, veggie heads, feather heads, and psychonauts alike. All right, welcome back, Wayfarer. Let's get into it, me and you. But before we do that, I compel you to head over to buymeacoffee.com, pull a little something in the tip jar. Thank your host for creating the content that you do love and enjoy to listen to, right? Whether you be a long haul trucker in the middle of the night, or an Uber Lyft driver going to pick up some motherfucker, right? Or maybe you're just out delivering Uber Eats to all them hungry, hefty, obese Americans, right? They don't even want to fucking see you. They're in there getting it, playing games, gooning to porn, and they're like, motherfucker, I got the Amazon Ring doorbell ringer camera on the porch. Just leave it on the porch and ring the doorbell, okay? Take a picture, get back in your car, and get the fuck out of here. Think I'm gonna give your ass a tip? Fools and Tools coming in like a fucking meteor. Good man, good to see you. Much love to you, amigo, amiga, hermano, hermano, hermana, hermano, whichever the case may be. Welcome and salutations. We're discussing The Meaning of Magic by Israel Regardie, written in 1964. We're on the second or third page, and we're looking at. We just talked about the fact that most people would view magic with a K. Let me get it back up here. As primitive psychology. So that's where he finished off on the last paragraph. However, this objection does not completely disapprove of the subject by any means. A very great deal more remains to be said. Not that I would deny that in magic, the process of self-suggestion is absent. Most certainly it is present. But what I must emphasize here is the fact that it is present in a highly evolved and elaborate form, right? So magic does have autosuggestion, as we call it now these days, with Ericksonian hypnotism, and more specifically, self-hypnosis. I wouldn't suggest anybody put themselves under a hypnotist for hypnotherapy or psychological therapy if they can do it themselves. If they have a stable mentality and generally healthy body, mind, and spirit, then you should definitely endeavor to do hypnoapotheosis. That's actually a term I coined. I hope I get recognition for that someday. Nah, I don't hope. But some motherfucker gonna be out there stealing my lingo, plagiarizing me. Like old Queen Stephanie. You know how Queen Stephanie loves me. Leader of Team Evil, right? The lunacy machine. The lunacy asylum. The funny farm. Leader of the funny farm. Head Negro in charge at the funny farm. Top banana Um, where did we get to? Where did we leave off? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I gotta do a little magic. Yeah, there it is there, right there, right? Take a deep breath, hold it for a moment, and relax. Hypnoapotheosis. There's a 100-day challenge I did on this idea, so you might want to check it out. You might want to check it out. Maybe not. Who knows? Let's get into it. We know that they understood a good deal about hypnotism and the induction of hypnoidal states. It is highly probable that they speculated, we're talking about shamans here, shamanistic traditions, that they speculated, as have done innumerable modern psychologists, upon technical methods of inducing hypnoidal states without the aid and help of a second person. And it says that they soon became aware of all the obstacles and barriers that beset their path in auto hypnosis, right? Self hypnosis. And the ancient Orient overcame many of these. This is the very definition of internal alchemy. It's self hypnosis and hypnoapotheosis. There can be nothing else. Now, let's get into it though. A more detailed definition, as was promised. All right, let me see here. Um, After we've built sufficient trust and faith worthy, sufficient trustworthy and evidential material sufficient at our disposal to formulate a new definition, which may convey something intelligible and precise to our minds. It's very important. All right, the skeptical, analytical function of the mind enjoys a precise, concise, and clear definition of things. And that's the very thing we're endeavoring to do right now. I'm endeavoring to do with you, Wayfarer, from behind the bamboo firewall in Twilight Zone Old Peking, within the central kingdom of the celestial dragon. Welcome back, Wayfarer. Whoever you are, wherever you are, and whenever you receive this transmission, please hit the like button, sub the channel, share out a video. I mean, that's asking a lot right there, right? To share out a video, maybe one of your favorites. Go in there. Maybe you'd like to share old Frank Monday's Kung Fu Thriller. That's a good one. It's way back at the beginning of the channel. You might not know this, but I have nearly 2,000 videos here on YouTube now. In the past, I had over 3,000, but I deleted about 1,500 of them not long ago. Some of the most edgy content got thrown into the wastebasket due to the old boob tube's tendency to slap me on the wrist every fucking time I turn around. What do they call that? Passive aggressive dominance. Yeah. Censuring my freedom of speech when I never said anything that was even verboten. Nothing taboo. It shows how hard they went on that psyop, right? You know which one I'm talking about. I don't need to fucking name it by names. And that's not why we're here. We're here for sanctuary from the storm. So we were presented with the idea that the shamanistic traditions and the old school magic could be some form of self-hypnosis, right? And making psychological changes so that you could even rewrite your world, right? This is paradigm shifting information. Carlos Castaneda used to get smacked on the back by the wizard, right? To shift his attention point. I don't know if you guys ever got that. If you guys haven't practiced martial arts, you don't know how like master level kung fu masters, master level kung fu masters will slap certain points in your energy body in order to shift your attention point. So go back through and read those 12 books. I read them in my late teens, and I ingested some of those mystical medicines. We're not talking about synthetic dopes here, guys. We're talking about highly refined molds and spores and fungi and other forms of dank herbage that produce effects. I never went as far as the old South American deep jungle stuff. Didn't need it, man. I did enough on my own without it. But yeah, it's a thing. It really is, you know. So let's push forward after a couple of deep, relaxing breaths, casting off the dark smoke of negativity, anxiety, frustration, vexation, the worries of the day. Let them all go. Let them all go. Think about what good you've done today. Start from a place of gratitude, contentment, and solitude. Somehow you're alone, but you're filled with spiritual energies, Wayfarer. It says that they understood a good deal about hypnotism, and the induction of hypnagogic and hypnopompic states, hypnoidal states. It is highly probable that they. Did we lose connection, guys? Let me see here. Yeah, I feel like we're still connected. Are we still connected, Wayfarer? I hope so. We're pushing into the first hour, guys. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. If anybody wants to chime in, make sure you do so before the end of the hour. Otherwise, it's off into the abodes of Dreamland. I will go. If anybody chimes in and wants to participate in the conversation, we'll stick around for another hour. But if not, I will, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to finish off tonight's transmission and wish you well, Wayfarer. Let's get back into it. It's highly probable that these old shamans speculated, as have done innumerable modern psychologists, upon technical methods of inducing hypnoidal states without the aid or help of a second person. But they soon became aware of all the obstacles and barriers that beset their path. And these were many. I believe that in magic, they devised a highly efficient technical procedure for overcoming these difficulties, right? That's part of it. That's definitely part of it. Let me pontificate a bit as I enjoy a cheap. I'm going to go ahead and have Regardi do the invocation of Toth for us, man. That'll give me a 6-minute chill time. Let's go ahead and get that loaded up. Y'all good looking, sexy people. I really like this one a lot. As it loads here, give me a second. Yeah, we're gonna boot this up, guys, and get it playing. And while it does, yeah, just enjoy the transmission. Focus on the intonation, enunciation, pronunciation, canter, rhythm, clarity, tone, and the dialectic of a master magician incarnate. Beloved Frater Regardi. Let's get into it.
Invocation of Thoth. Procul, o procul esti profani, or lasti ompeda. In the name of the mighty and terrible one, I proclaim that I have banished the shells unto their habitations. I invoke Tahuti, the Lord of wisdom and of utterance, the God that cometh forth from the veil. O thou majesty of the Godhead, wisdom-crowned Tahuti, Lord of the gates of the universe, thee I invoke. O thou of the ibis head, thee I invoke. Thou who wieldest the wand of double power, thee I invoke. Thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light and life, thee I invoke. Thou whose head is as an emerald, and thy nemes as the night sky blue, thee I invoke. Thou whose skin is of flaming orange as though it burned in a furnace, thee I invoke. Behold, I am yesterday, today, and the brother of tomorrow. I am born again and again. Mine is the unseen force whereof the gods are sprung, which is as life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers of the universe. I am the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and my birth is from the house of death. O ye two divine hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier to the house of rest, who pilot the ship of wrong, ever advancing onwards the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in me, and I in him. Mine is the radiance wherein Ptah floateth over the firmament. I travel upon high. I tread upon the firmament of new. I raise up flashing flame with the lightning of mine eye, ever rushing on in the splendor of the daily glorified Ra, giving my life to the dwellers of earth. If I say, come up upon the mountains, the celestial waters shall flow at my word. For I am Ra incarnate, Kepha, created in the flesh. I am the eidolon of my father Tamu, Lord of the city of the sun. The God who commands is in my mouth. The God of wisdom is in my heart. My tongue is the sanctuary of truth, and a God sitteth upon my lips. My word is accomplished every day, and the desire of my heart realizes itself as that of Ptah when he createth his works. I am eternal, therefore all things are as my designs, therefore do all things obey my word. Therefore do thou come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence, unutterable wisdom, or light, or power. So, Hermes, Mercury, Odin, by whatever name I call thee, thou art still nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art. Thou, star of the east, that didst conduct the Magi, thou art the same all present in heaven and in hell. Thou that vibratest between the light and the darkness, rising, descending, changing ever, yet ever the same. The sun is thy father, thy mother the moon. The wind hath borne thee in its bosom, and earth hath ever nourished the changeless Godhead of thy youth. Come thou forth, I say, come thou forth, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the ether, upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, of whirling air and of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God the Vast One may be obedient unto me.
There you have it, Wayfarer. What a treat. What a wonderful thing. Remember, O neophyte, goodness alone is power, silence is strength, will regaineth omnipotence, and love lieth at the foundation. Love is the law, love under will. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. You got to know what you're willing to do, man, right? What is up? What is up with you? And you and you and you. And all the UEUs out in happy land. Hope y'all good looking, sexy people are doing all right tonight. Welcome back for another wonderful transmission from here in Twilight Zone Old Peking, deep within the central kingdom of the celestial dragon, far behind the bamboo firewall. Frank Monday coming at you from the top of the pagoda out on the lake. Guys, I'm looking out at the waning gibbous crescent moon, fungoid in a Stygian dark sky as dark clouds gather in a starry night filled sky, right? Star filled night sky. Mm. Imagine me crunching on your bones. Now I have a little succor, a little sup on your lifeblood, like a demoniacal vampire. Mm, delicious. Welcome to my chamber. I hope that your travels were well. Yeah, let's get into it, guys. So the next paragraph from Israel Regardi's The Meaning of Magic states, when Emiliel Couillet, he just writes Couillet, he says, when Couillet some years ago burst upon our startled horizon with his spectacular formula of day by day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Many believed that here at last we were presented with the ideal method of getting down to brass tacks, of finally being able to impinge upon the unconscious mind, so called. Hundreds of thousands of people surely must have gone to bed at night, determined to induce a state of relaxation that was as nearly perfect as they could obtain, and attempt to enter into dreamland while muttering sleepily the magical formula abracadabra over and over again. Others listened to music in dimly lit rooms until they experienced some sense of exaltation, and then mumbled the healing phrase until they felt that surely some favorable result must occur. Uh, Basically, a psychological pacifier, right? And some self deception involved there. You actually need to know Qigong and how to condense the elements within the body and how to circulate them within the microcosmic orbit and then reach out into the macrocosmic orbit, right? There's an entire system of internal alchemy that was developed in continuous unbroken succession for the last 5,000 years. Why should we turn our backs on that? But Emilie Couillet de la Chatignere was a French Emile Coudelet Chantigne, lived from 1857 to 1926. Kind of looks like Colonel Sanders. Got a nice top hat and a Fu Manchu. No, a whisker. He's got a perfect Colonel Sanders beard. He was a French psychologist, pharmacist, and hypnotist. I bet he was a pharmacist, huh? Right? Take a little of this, little this bit of tincture, and then I'll hypnotize you and analyze you. How funny. He introduced a popular method of psychotherapy and self improvement based on optimistic autosuggestion. Yeah, I should pick up his work. I'm picking up the work of every great psychologist. From 1882 to 1910, he worked as an apothecary at Troyes and discovered the placebo effect. Good God, man! This is the guy responsible for coining the placebo effect. How amazing! What an interesting thing! What a delight! What a treat! This is like serendipity, right? This is finding true alchemical gold right here. He's got a nice smile too, though. Let me show it to you guys in case you haven't seen it before. And then I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on up out the way, man, so you guys can get on with your day. You know, we're an hour in it. We're in it to win it. Nobody showed up. We got the fucking full screen view right now. Emile Coyer. Let's look at the pronunciation of that again. Emile Coudelet. Emile Coudelet. Look at this. It says right here, working as an apothecary, discovered the placebo effect. 1886 to 1887, he studied hypnotism with Leibolt and Bernheim in Nancy, wherever the fuck that is. But look at this guy's mug. What a fun thing, huh? Look at him. Look at him right there. He looks like Colonel Sanders, right? And his optimistic autosuggestion. What a thing. What a thing. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your work. Good magic. Let's see. He lived from 50, that's, yeah, 43 and 26 makes him 69. Is that what he lived to? Yeah. 69 years old. Same as my father. You can get shit done in 69 years, I guess, right? He only studied hypnotism for a year. Good God, I studied hypnotism with my beloved frater Thomas Sund for Jesus 10 years, and he performed hypnotherapy on me as well for those 10 years, and then I continued to study it, and that's when I coined the term hypnoapotheosis. So I think that my contribution can be just as valid as Emile Couillet. Only my system's a little more detailed. It's a little better than day by day in every way. I'm getting better and better. That's low hanging fruit right there. I use powerful invocations and prayers. Holy art thou, Lord of the universe. Heaven and earth are your creations. You are the master of both the light and the dark. You are ever present, omniscient, and omnipotent. I am he who was, he who is, and he who shall be. I invoke with great sincerity to drive away the demons and evils and attain unto secret things which are necessary for the completion of the great work, the emancipation of my will. Let's get back into it. Where did we get to? When Couillet some years ago burst upon the scene, our startled when he burst upon the scene with his spectacular formula of abrahadabra, many believed that here at last we were presented with the ideal method of getting down to brass tacks, of finally being able to impinge upon the unconscious and subconscious and other than conscious minds. Hundreds of thousands of people surely went into Dreamland determined to achieve these ends. Now, moving on. Assuredly, some lucky people got results. There are, however, few and far between. Some of these did overcome certain physical handicaps of illness, nervousness, so called defects in speech, and other mannerisms, and thus were able to better themselves and their positions in the world of reality. Others were less fortunate, and these were by far the greater number, the greater majority. What was the difficulty that prevented these people, the vast majority, from applying the magical formula until success was theirs? Why were they not able to penetrate the veil stretched between the various levels of their mind? Before we answer this question, and I believe that magic does really answer it, let us consider and analyze the situation a little more closely. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get all that deep into it tonight, man. We're going to have to save that for another day. So let me mark on my calendar here, 18th of June, 2025 at 8:19 p.m. I of course started the transmission one hour and 3 minutes ago. Okay, good magic, yeah. We'll just leave it there then, man. I put the link out in the ideas room to invite anybody up. Don't see anybody out in Happy Land, so I'll call it a night. Good looking out, y'all. Good looking sexy people. Let me turn you on to something that's very exciting, very interesting, very stimulating. Buymeacoffee.com/Frank Money. A little something, something in the tip jar, a Benny, a Grant, a Benjamin, a Hundo. Let the C notes rain, right? Go ahead and drop one in. That will put the lead in my pencil, the jelly in my donut, and as a result, I'll have pep in my step, and I keep my nose to the grindstone, rolling with the punches for all of you out in Happy Land. Until next time, keep doing good magic at Astra per Aspera, and I will see you in the abodes of the future. Carpe